We're here at Mr. Dunn, Robert Dunn that is, for our Gloria's garden, I guess you can say. We're in the Whedon area, and you might see a shot later in the background of the Renaissance Tower.
Yep.
Anything else you want to add to there? Our
well,
location?
we're in good vicinity, good timber, good shade, and just a good place.
That's right.
All around the place.
We're going to be visiting Robert here with his vegetable garden. It's going to be very interesting. Of course, I know nothing about gardens, so this is very educational for me.
All right.
One thing I want to start off right off the bat, I did have some, I guess, experience with tomato plants, thanks to Mr. Triplett, and you have a tomato plant right here behind me.
Yeah.
So we take a step back. Show this right here.
Yeah.
Now, you said you tend to, first of all, your garden, this is a garden that has been here, you said, for 30 years?
Yeah, I've been having a garden in this corner right here ever since we've been here. And I've been over here a little over 30 years. And about every couple of years I'll lime it, you know, and tiller it. About every 2 years I have it plowed. Now I use a tiller, I used a tiller in it this year. And probably next year I'll use a tiller. And then the next year I'll have Mr. Pruitt to plow it. He'll come in with a plow tractor and turn it. What he does, he turns all of it under.
Jamie immediately knew the soil looked good.
Yeah.
I'm catching on.
Yep.
But this right here is a tomato plant that has already grown, and you said now's the time where you'll have to spend more time in your garden.
Yeah,
Tell me a little bit about it.
As this tomato plant grows and then the tomatoes get here, what this do, them tomatoes will cause it to bag.
Right.
And then I'll take and raise it up with another string, and then I'll go higher with my sticks as I go. My green beans, I'm really most proud of them because I've always had good green beans. And they're rattlesnakes, and they make good green beans. Didn't worry about they produce good. I eat them, and I have good tomatoes. And my cucumbers, I have good cucumbers. Don't worry about and the heat now is making them wilt just a little bit, but they'll spring back once the sun drops. And
how much time do you spend in your garden?
Now, I probably try to get out here in the mornings, maybe, I don't know, about 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour, something like that there. Till the mosquitoes start getting a hold of me. Then I'll
I wondered about mosquitoes.
Yeah, and they're mosquitoes now. You gotta
watch them.
You gotta watch them. And,
you do.
You know, the garden morning glory is like this small bloom, but these are bigger. These are about twice as big as a regular morning glory.
What will they look like?
They'll be blue, and they'll have big blooms. They'll have bloom about like that on them.
Okay.
And then in the fall when they die down, I'll give the seed, and that's the way I plant them. Yeah, I replant them every year. See. Now this right here is what I put out here for, and then it'll make a little racket like that. And the moles will go deep. They can't stand the racket. See, they won't travel where there's noise at. Yeah. And
does that work?
Yeah.
It's nothing but a 10.
Yeah, that's right. There's 2 of them. You just put 2 of them,
and one will land there.
They just make a little noise like that, and that mole will keep his distance. He'll go out and then stay out of the garden stuff. That's the reason I put it in there. That's right.
The most inexpensive way to keep moles out of your garden.
You can tell they've been used several years.
Hey, you can get those anytime.
And I got 2 down there. I got one down there and one up here. And beans.
Oh, that'll be good.
Oh, and these here are red.
Can I put them in a bag just like that and show them on the air in the morning? And then clean them? Oh, don't pick me all your onions.
Oh, no, we're going to get messy. We got to get a mess now. I mean, you know.
Mess onion. What do you eat onions with?
I like them in beans. That's what I like them in.
Well, that's plenty of onions.
All right, now.
Does this mean I'm going to have to make some pinto beans for Jamie?
Yep. Pintos are white. Cornbread, green beans, and then call me and I'll eat with you, Jamie.
Okay. Deal.
Just call me and I'll eat with you.
I think the bugs are bothering her.
Yeah, the mosquitoes are bad out here. All right, I want to show you my TP way.
Okay.
Is what I do.
So this has been done before?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. What I do, these here, last year was up here. I was up here in this area. And what I do, I move them around because I try not to plant the same thing, you know, in the same place. You know, like my beans, I'll move them one place. My tomatoes, I'll scatter them out, my cucumbers. Now, my cucumbers always done good up there on the higher end. On
Can
the
you
lower,
tell the difference by moving them around?
Yeah.
Do you
Oh,
think
yeah.
that works?
Yeah, it works. It works on the soil, too.
Huh.
And too, on the lime, too. See?
Okay.
And seem like further down, they're good, but they get tall and slim. What it is on kind of shade for it's a shaded area.
When can you start picking them? When will the green beans be ready?
These here will be ready probably in another week.
Okay. So just a couple months to grow green beans?
They probably another
one.
week. These are smaller, but on some of them they're longer. They're already twice, three
times
that long.
They're going to get really big.
Yeah, they're see right here, sitting right there.
Uh-huh.
Now see, there's some bigger than it I've seen down there.
That's going to get real big.
They're called rattlesnake. They're rattlesnake.
I was going to ask about the rattlesnake remark.
Yeah,
you didn't tell me about any snakes earlier. How do you keep the bugs and I guess keep them
Well, I never did.
Don't have a problem?
Never did have a problem too much till maybe you pick them maybe the first 2 times, and then you might have to poison them. I've had to do that, but other than you can see right now, they've not had a lick of poison on them.
They look good.
So far, and they're doing good so far right now.
Look real good. Well, I just want to thank everyone in your family who emailed me and said you have to visit Mr. Dunn, Robert Dunn's garden, vegetable garden.
That's
Lots
right.
of
I'm glad of it too.
vegetables.
Because I watch a show.
Well,
Of course, I get in on it from about 10 to 6.
Now, first thing Mr. Dunn said when we came up was, I saw that man who gave you some tomatoes, but I don't have any canned tomatoes for you. That would be Mr. Triplet.
I got some hot pepper, and it is good too.
We take anything.
It's mild pepper, and it's good with the right food.
Well, I love
Now I'm talking about soul food, like pinto beans, pork chops, hamburger steak, something like that, and it's quality.
You don't happen to cook too, do you?
Yes, ma'am, I do too. I cook now more than I did because, this year it's sort of been a little hard. I lost my wife.
I'm sorry to hear that.
But anyway, I do some cooking. I done cooking even when she was here,
Good.
But,
well, I want to thank you for letting us come over here and show everyone at home the beautiful garden. And
I am too. I'm glad y'all come.
You gonna save me some vegetables?
I sure can.
Okay.
I sure can.
Good. Mr. Robert Dunn here in the Florence area, Wheaton area, I might add, and you can see the Renaissance Tower from your home too.
Yep.
Great. Thank you very much. Can you look right there and tell them get out of here?
Get out of here.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Hello, everyone. We're doing another segment of Gloria's Garden and have to introduce Dan Schmidt. He doesn't need an introduction.
No, not at all.
A real weatherman.
That's
on
right.
our show.
And boy, we are just smoking out here today, aren't we?
We are going to be digging in the dirt with Dan. I love that name.
Yeah, I do that every Thursday at Channel 48, and we've been doing some gardening segments in my backyard occasionally, but mostly we kind of venture out and about.
What time can people see you on Thursday morning?
Thursday morning, generally around 6 o'clock. Oh, we can't do that. Now, can we? Set your VCR to 48 watch live, right?
You can watch Dan and flip back over to
Yeah, every once in a while.
Now, this is incredible. Dan has showed us around, and there's so much to see. Have to start out with the train. Though.
Right, we already saw bits and pieces of that. I've got a little pond over here, and I've got my herb garden here too, and rosemary and some sage, and also some thyme growing along here, and also a lot of perennials I've thrown here. I've got some dwarf blueberries both here and over here as well, and some miniature roses and the like for the train.
What made you decide on a train? You don't see trains in gardens.
Well, I've always been a big gardener, and I've always been a big model train person too. I always had the little HO scales in my basement. So I just combined the two, and this is kind of an up-and-coming thing. Over in Europe, they've got a lot more of these, but here at the Huntsville Botanical Gardens, they just added one here a couple of years ago, and up at the Chicago Botanical Gardens, they got one that's over 1.5 miles long.
Chicago Northwestern.
That's
know
right.
Them well.
You know it. And so I just decided to hook it up and try and put together. This is just a small scale here. It's about 14 feet long is all. And
the very first question Cassidy had when he saw it was, "Can we take a little man and lay him on the track?"
Yeah.
Do the kids always want to do that?
We already tied one of the guys over here, so it's looking, it's pretty kid tolerant. It really is. often.
Here we are again, and Dan, of course, is telling us all about his garden. Now, this is something that is taking place in his backyard. So I would say we're in Huntsville, so that it's easy for him to get to work, being the weatherman.
That's right, got to get there fast for those severe weather bulletins.
Keep everyone posted. Now, Dan, first of all, how long do you spend in this garden?
Generally about an hour a day, not real long. It took me a lot of time to get everything set up because all these posts I hand cut with a chainsaw and pounded them all in with a sledgehammer. So it took me a little while to get all this. And then plus, all this was just sod back in here before, so I had to dig all that out, amend the soil, I put a lot of compost in, manures, your sand, mix it all together. Yes, well, it makes everything grow great, that's for sure.
Well, that looks wonderful. Well, let's start right over here and just make our way all the way around it. Is that okay?
Sure.
Good. Now, you've got some shade here, too, with some trees.
Right, I got a dogwood and a red bud here. I like to put a little spring color in things with some of my flowering trees. And then also laid in around here is the irises. I've mixed in a couple of annuals. Most of this is going to be a perennial bed.